Namaste. Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. V. Premlata, Assistant Professor in the Department of Performing Arts, Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati. Today we are going to look at famous musicians of South India 1. In this module, in the paper Indian Aesthetics and Fine Arts under the subject Indian Culture. This module is actually divided into two parts. This is a first module dealing with the famous musicians 1. There is going to be another module called famous musicians 2. In this module we will be taking a look into the great musicians who were vocalists. In the other module we will deal with the famous musicians who were instrumentalists. So in this module we will see how the great musicians had helped through their performances to bring the art to the fore. This module helps us to know a short biographical detail and achievements of some eminent musicians of South Indian classical music. We also would know about the great personalities who were monumental in bringing the glory of the classical music art to the world through their performances. This is Parameshwara Bhagavatar, very early musician, and he was born in Palghat district of Kerala in 1815. He was appointed as the chief Samastana Vidwan by Sri Swati Tirunal Maharaja of Travancore. He is said to have tuned music to some of the compositions of Swati Tirunal. He was also proficient in playing violin, veena, swarabat, and he was also said to be a performer of Harikatha. Parameshwara Bhagavatar has composed a number of kritis and varnas, and some of his prime disciples were Coimbatore Raghava Iyer, Noorani Ayya Bhagavatar. He took sannyasa and then died in 1892. Mysore Vasudevacharya is an eminent musician who adorned the Mysore court as the Asthana Vidwan. He was born in Mysore in the year 1865. He learnt music from his maternal grandfather and later from Patnam Subramanya Iyer, who comes in the Sishya Parampara of Saint Sri Tyagaraja. In 1953, Vasudevacharya joined the Kalakshetra Madras. Vasudevacharya is said to have composed more than 200 compositions, including Jatiswaras, Varnas, Kritis, Tillanas, Ragamalika, and Darus. There is also a group of 24 Kritis in Sanskrit composed by him on the names of the Lord like Keshava, Madhava, Narayana, and so on. Tiger Varadacharya is another eminent musician of the 19th century. He was born in Kolattur in the year 1876. He also learnt music from Patnam Subramanya Iyer, and he was also attached to the Mysore court. It is said that he attracted the attention of Krishnaraja Udayar and he honored him with the title Tiger. And he is said to be a treasure house of varied musical gems of rare brilliance. Tiger Varadacharya has also composed Varnams, Geetams, and Kritis. Parupalli Ramakrishnaya Pantulu is from Andhra Pradesh. He was born in 1883 in Guntur. He learned from Susarla Dakshinamurti, who was again a direct disciple of Manambu Chavdi Venkata Subbaiah, who comes in the lineage of Saint Tyagaraja. Ramakrishnaya Pantulu was not only a vocalist but was also a veena player and a violinist. Pantulu was more interested in teaching, and he was said to be a master and a trendsetter in the Gurukula system. You know, the present day musician M. Balamurali Krishna was one of his disciples. Ramakrishnaya Pantulu was on the expert committee of the Music Academy Chennai, Madras, and he was also part of the Thiruvayyaru Tyaga Brahma Mahotsava committee. He did not perform too much, but he was very much interested in teaching. Ariyakudi Ramanuja Iyengar is a very important name attached to Karnataka music. He was born in 1890. in Ariyakudi, in the Karaikudi district of Tamil Nadu. He learnt under Pudukkottai Malayappa Iyer and Namakkal Narasimha Iyengar. He then came under the tutelage of Ramanathapuram Poochi Srinivasa Iyengar and learnt for about 10 years. He made his debut at the Tyagaraja Aradhana in the year 1918. Ariyakudi Ramanuja Iyengar developed his own style of singing, and today also we see that Ariyakudi tradition is followed by many, and it's also called as the Ariyakudi Bani. He is highly monumental and he is an important person who had established the modern concert tradition in Karnataka music. We will just listen to a small clipping of Ariyakudi's music now. Next is Maharajapuram Vishwanatha Iyer. He was born in the town Maharajapuram in Tamil Nadu in the year 1896. He was trained initially by Umayalpuram Swaminatha Iyer. He had his debut performance when he was 15 years of age. Vishwanatha Iyer was also a Mridanga player, and it is said that Vishwanatha Iyer learnt and mastered almost all the compositions of great composers like Tyagaraja, Shyama Shastri, Muthuswami Dikshita and many others. And Vishwanatha Iyer also trained many musicians like the great stalwarts like the Semmangudi Srinivasa Iyer, Maharajapuram Santanam, his son, and Mannargudi Sambasiva Bhagavatar, to quote a few. Shall we listen to Maharajapuram's voice? The next musician we are going to now learn about Chembai Vaidyanatha Bhagavatar. He was born in Palkat in the year 1896. He had his music training initially from his own father, Ananta Bhagavatar. It is said that he lost his voice twice during his life, but he was highly devoted to Lord Krishna of Guruvayur. And he went and prayed and he practiced, and with the God's blessings, he regained his voice. He performed widely throughout, and in Kerala many festivals are conducted in his name even today. And Chembai was also associated and he performed in the Navaratri festivals in Kerala. Now we shall just listen to Chembai Vaidyanatha Bhagavatar's voice. Chittur Subramanya Pillai is a master and a legend of musicians who was born in the year 1898 in the Chittur district of Andhra Pradesh. He had his first lessons from his parents, and later he became the disciple of the legend Sri Nayana Pillai of Kanchipuram. He started performing at the age of 5 itself. He had a rich voice and he had a high command on Laya, the Tala, and it was outstanding. He proved himself as an exponent in rendering the Ragam Tanam Pallavi, which he had imbibed from Nayana Pillai. He was noted for singing very rare compositions of Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshita and other composers. Subramanya Pillai also composed music for a number of kirtanas of Annamacharya. We will now listen to a small clipping of Chittur Subramanya Pillai. Titte Krishna Iyengar. He was born in 1902 in Mysore. He learned music from his father Titte Narayana Iyengar and Veena from Veena Seshanna and Bidaram Krishnappa. These musicians, they adorned the court of Mysore, and they belong to the Sishya Parampara of Tyagaraja. He is highly known for his extremely rich repertoire of rare compositions of several Karnataka composers. Krishna Iyengar has also published a book called Sangeeta Lakshya Lakshana Paddhati. He lived for a long age and he has performed hundreds of concerts and received many awards, including the Sangeeta Kalacharya Award from the Music Academy, Madras. Next is the most important personality of the South India classical music, Chemmangudi Srinivasa Iyer. He was born in Tirukkodikkaval in Tanjore district in the year 1908. At the age of 8, he started learning music from his cousin Chemmangudi Narayanaswamy Iyer. He had rigorous training under Tiruvadai Marudur Sakaram Rao, a famous exponent on Gotuvadya. Srinivasa Iyer was involved in popularizing the compositions of Maharaja Swati Tirunal along with Muttaya Bhagavatar. He succeeded Muttaya Bhagavatar as the principal of Swati Tirunal College of Music, Thiruvananthapuram. It is said that many of the compositions of Swati Tirunal were being tuned by Chemmangudi Srinivasa Iyer. He later became the chief producer of the All India Radio Madras from 1957 to 1960. He gave public performances even at a ripe old age of 90. Srinivasa Iyer is considered as the Pitamaha of Karnataka music. He was the youngest recipient of Sangeeta Kalanidhi, the award given by the Music Academy. He was also conferred with the honorary doctorate from the University of Kerala. Shall we listen to a small clipping of Chemmangudi Srinivasa Iyer now? Let's see about G.N. Balasubramaniam, an eminent musician of the 20th century. He was born in 1910 in Gudalur in Tanjore district. He has obtained his BA Honours degree from the Madras Presidency College. He had his initial training in music under Madurai Subramanya Iyer. It is said that GNB used to listen to many concerts of all eminent musicians and adopted the good aspects from them, and he created his own style called as the GNB Bani. And he reduced gamakas and other sophistications in his music, and this was helpful for even the layman to follow and understand the art. GNB, as he is dearly called, also acted in dramas and films. He acted along with M.S. Subbulakshmi in the film Shakuntala. He has also composed many outstanding compositions marked by literary beauty and musical excellences. GNB was an ardent, devoted teacher, a great musician, and a Uttama Vagekara. He taught his disciples with utmost care and sincerity. He served in the courts of Maharaja Krishna Rajendra Odayar, the Etayapuram Zamindar, and he was also appointed as the Asthana Vidwan of the Travancore court. He served as the program producer in the All India Radio. He was also associated with the C. Swati Tirunal Academy in Trivandrum. Now we shall just listen to a small clipping of G.N. Balasubramaniam. The next musicians we are going to deal with in this module is Madurai Mani Iyer. He is an important personality who lived in the 20th century. He was born in Madurai in the year 1912. He learnt music from Sri Rajam Bhagavatar at the tender age of 9. He was in close contact with Harikesnallur Muttaya Bhagavatar. He was one of the most highly celebrated Karnataka music vocalists during the first half of the 20th century. Madurai Mani Iyer was renowned and an expert in singing Swara Kalpana or the Kalpana Swaras, Neraval and Raga Alapana. His style of singing music continues to be regarded even today. And now we will just listen to a small clipping of Madurai Mani Iyer. The next musician in this module that we are going to study is about Sripada Pinakapani. Pinakapani was born in 1913 at Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. Basically, he was a medical doctor and also an administrator. He learnt music from the violin maestro Dwaram Venkataswamy Naidu. See, he was parallelly a doctor by profession, a physician, and also he has been a great exponent on music and the Lakshya and Lakshana. He used to perform at major music festivals and concerts. He has written music books. It is called the Sangeeta Saurabamu in 4 volumes. He has also authored another book called Manodharma Sangeetam, which gives the notations for the Manodharma forms like the Alapana, Neraval, singing and the Swara Kalpana in his book. This is very, very helpful to the students of music. The next we are going to know in this module is the great Nightingale, as we might call, M.S. Subbulakshmi. She was born in Madurai in the year 1916. She started learning music at an early age from her mother, Shanmuga Vadivu. Later, she had training from musicians like Semmangudi Srinivasa Iyer, of whom we just learnt a little ago, and she also learnt Hindustani music from Pandit Narayan Rao Vyas. She started her stage performance right at the age of 11. She performed in the prestigious Madras Music Academy for the first time when she was just 13 years. M.S. Subbulakshmi's voice is so sweet and it has travelled worldwide. She is the first woman musician who has brought Indian music to the ears of many foreigners. She, along with M.L. Vasantakumari and D.K. Pattammal, are called the female trinity of Karnataka music. They were highly instrumental in bringing out the art to the public because in ancient times music was predominantly performed by male singers and male artists, and females were not they were not allowed to be sung in and perform in public. M.S. Subbulakshmi has a prominent role in popularizing the Annamaya Kirtanas. She has sung a lot of Annamaya Kirtanas and several volumes of the series have come out. She has also acted in Tamil films like Seva Sadanam, Savitri, Meera. Meera is the title role she has played, and which was really a very successful film where you can just have a glimpse of MS in the role of Meera in the picture there. M.S. Subbulakshmi also travelled to many places like London, New York, Canada and other places as India's cultural ambassador. It is really amazing and a very great thing, noteworthy to tell that M.S. Subbulakshmi was invited to perform at the UN General Assembly, the first Indian woman musician to have such an invitation in the year 1966. Plenty of recordings of devotional hymns like the Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, the Vishnu Sahasranamam, the Bhaja Govindam, the Ganesha Pancharatnam and many devotional hymns have been sung by M.S. Subbulakshmi, and she has also popularized and sung many classical songs, Karnataka music compositions. She was the first musician to be awarded the Bharat Ratna in the year 1998. She had also the Raman Magsaysay Award in 74 and many other awards. As we know that a bronze statue of M.S. Subbulakshmi has been installed in Tirupati to commemorate her service to music and to Lord Venkateshwara. We will now listen to two clippings of M.S. Subbulakshmi, one on the devotional side and other on the classical side.
भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजेत्रे मैत्रीं भजत अखिल हृजे.
The next musician that we are going to know today is Ramnath Krishnan. Ramnath Krishnan was born in the year 1918 in Alappuzha district, Kerala. He learned from Sri Ramnath Shankar Shivan. Later he migrated to Madras and took up music as his profession. He had a very extensive repertoire of compositions. It is said that his compositions were very, very authentic and many people used to learn from Ramnath Krishnan. He served as the faculty of the Government College of Carnatic Music at Madras for a few years. He was also the visiting professor at the Wesleyan University, USA for some time. The next musician, a lady who was highly instrumental in bringing music to the public, is D.K. Pattammal, one among the female trinity of Karnataka music. She was born in the year 1919 and was a child prodigy. She received no formal training. She learned the compositions of Muthuswami Dikshita from Ambi Dikshita and then from Justice T.L. Venkatramayar, and she became an authority on the compositions of Muthuswami Dikshita. She also learnt many songs of Papanasam Shivan from the composer himself. Pattammal has sung many playback songs for films, patriotic songs, and she popularized a lot of Tamil songs. Her voice was so deep and her diction was crystal clear. Pattammal was instrumental in popularizing the Ragam Tanam Pallavi singing on the stage. As I told you, the singing of Ragam Tanam Pallavi was restricted to male singers and artists, and women were allowed to sing Padam, Javali and other kirtanas in one point of time, at one period of time. Later, it was people like M.S. Subbulakshmi, D.K. Pattammal who brought this form, and they sang with that great vigor and majestic, and thus the form came to be sung on the stage. Pattammal is also known for holding the rich classical tradition. Now we shall listen to D.K. Pattammal's voice.
Manikya Veena Mupalalayanti Madalasam Manjulavagvilasam Mahendra Neeladyuti Komalangim Matanga Kanyam.
The next important musician of the 20th century is Sri M.D. Ramanathan. He was born in the year 1923 in the Palghat district of Kerala. He had his earlier training from his father, Devesha Bhagavata. He was the first student of Kalakshetra and he acquired the degree of Sangeeta Shiromani under the tutelage of Tiger Varadacharya. He then became the principal of Kalakshetra. Tiger Varadacharya as a guru and M.D. Ramanathan as a Sishya, there was a great close bond between them. They were highly connected and associated with each other, and MDR was so affectionate and sincere to his guru that he in his compositions used the mudra Varada Dasa. As the mudra, as you know, it's a term or a phrase that occurs in music compositions as a signature. Like for instance, any composer who composes a song will affix his signature that it is his, like Tyagaraja in the songs of Tyagaraja, Guru Guha in the songs of Dikshita, and In these compositions composed by M.D. Ramanathan, we see the Vagekara Mudra, Varada Dasa, because he wants always to be himself to be treated as the Dasa of Varada, that is Tiger Varadacharya, his guru. He has composed almost 300 kritis in Sanskrit, Telugu and Tamil. The next important performer that we are going to see today is K.V. Narayana Swami. KVN, as he is very affectionately called, is known for his soul-stirring presentation. He was born in Palghat in the year 1923 in a family of illustrious musicians. He learned basic lessons from his father, grandfather, and with Palghat Mani Iyer, C.S. Krishna Iyer, all veterans and legends of Karnataka music. Later he became an ardent disciple of Aryakudi Ramanujam Iyengar for more than 20 years, and he underwent Gurukula with Aryakudi Ramanuja Iyengar. KVN has performed across the world. He served as a professor at Wesleyan University. He also served at the Carnatic Music College in Chennai. He was with a Fulbright scholarship, went to San Diego State University, and he traveled across the world and he gave many number of performances. Shall we listen to KVN singing now? Nedanuri Krishnamurti is an important name associated with the Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. He was born in the year 1927. He joined the Maharaja's Music College at Vijayanagaram in 1940 and received training in violin and vocal from Dwaram Narsingarao Naidu. He was under the tutelage of Sripada Pinakapani from 1949 onwards. Nedanuri Krishnamurti has served at many music colleges in Andhra Pradesh. He has been awarded with many number of titles across the globe for his service to music. He was also appointed as the Asthana Vidwan of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams and Sri Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. He has set to music many compositions of Annamacharya. The Annamacharya compositions tuned by Nedanuri Krishnamurti are famous and popular, and we have been listening to many of his lessons even through the SVBC, the TTD channel. Shall we listen to Nedanuri's voice for a while now?
Aragim Pave Palaragim Pave.
The next important musician of Karnataka music of the 20th century is M.L. Vasantakumari. She is popularly called as MLV and was born in the year 1928. She had her initial training from her mother, and she used to perform along with her mother in her young age. Later she became the student of G.N. Balasubramaniam, about whom we learnt a little before. She was the first disciple of GNB, and she has imbibed almost GNB's style in her renditions, and she has got in its full form what GNB style is. MLV popularized the Devarnamas of Purandaradasa, for which she was honored with a doctorate from the Mysore University. She was an expert in Ragam Tanam Pallavi singing and also famous for her swift rendering. The swiftness with clarity is the punch of MLV. Now let's listen to a small rendering of M.L. Vasantakumari. The next musician about whom we are going to now learn is D.K. Jayaraman. He is actually the sister of D.K. Pattammal. He was born in the year 1928. He initially learnt music from his sister and gave concerts along with her till he was in his 40s. He had mastered the art and skills under many great masters in the field like Muttaya Bhagavatar, Papanasam Sivam and others. Jayaraman is known for his moving and emotional rendering of compositions. He is known to be the authority of Papanasam Sivan's compositions. He popularized compositions of many modern Tamil composers like Subramanya Bharati, Suddhananda Bharati, Papanasam Sivan and many others. Now let's have a look at the contribution and about Volati Venkateshwarlu, the musician from Andhra Pradesh. He was born in the year 1928 in Rajahmundry. He had his initial training in music from Achyuta Ramayya, Munuganti Venkatarao Pantulu and Sripada Pinakapani. He graduated in music from the Andhra University. Venkateshwarlu worked at the All India Radio Vijayawada as a program producer and introduced innovative programs on music like Bhakti Manjari, Sangeeta Sikshana and so on. His noted disciples were M.V. Ramamurthy, N.C.V. Jagannathacharyalu, Malladi Suri Babu and others. He also had many awards to his credit. Can we listen now to a small clipping of Volati Venkateshwarlu? In this module, I hope you have just understood the names, their biographical details, their contribution and achievements of a few Carnatic musicians. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list of musicians. We have picked up a few just who have done an yeoman's service and whose names ever last in the history of Carnatic music performances. These musicians were very well authoritative and they were highly innovative in their performance and in bringing up the art of classical Carnatic music to the front. And their performances have been a role model for the later generation, younger students and other people to follow. I request you to just listen to the video clippings and the audio clippings in detail which are supplied to you under each musician in the e-text or the quadrant 1, and you will understand their music and the way their voice richness and the tradition that they have imbibed and given to us. Thank you.